Good afternoon. Thank you for that warm welcome. President Moorhead, I want to thank you for the honor of addressing our newest graduates with advanced degrees today. Graduates, this is your day. You've been looking forward to this for years. So enjoy it, celebrate it, you've earned it. But today this event is called Commencement. So we really need to look forward and learn from the chapter of your life, and for me, the chapter of my life that's about to close as we all start new chapters. So I'm very much looking forward to that next chapter. So I know this event runs long. I've sat on this stage many times, so I'm going to move right along here. There's 3 topics I want to spend a little time talking with you about that have been very meaningful to me as a faculty member, as an administrator, and as a person. And those are priorities, plans, and peace in your heart. I very well understand how challenging graduate school can be. I came through it twice myself. I made it challenging for more than a few people coming through it as students. That's part of what this is all about. You've sacrificed a lot. You've dealt with stress. You've been mentally stretched, likely financially challenged. But you finished the drill, and now you're off to whatever is next for you. And I wish you all the very best. Someday you'll look back on graduate school, and you'll realize, I think, that the primary benefit was not so much the knowledge that you learned, but rather learning how to work with others to help create and expand our knowledge base. If you continue with those habits, you will make many contributions to your field. Hopefully, these experiences have also helped you decide on who you want to be, the person you want to be, the academic you want to be if you're going in that direction. That's something that you can control. Behavior of other people is not something that you can do much about. You need to know firmly who you are and the key principles and priorities that you're going to live your life by. You need to know where your boundary lines are before you face the next crisis or challenge. And yes, they are coming. Some small, some large, some long-lasting, some fleeting. But people like you, with your level of education, are expected to handle those and handle them well. You're all future leaders. Your personal integrity will be the foundation of your ability to be a good leader. If you don't have that, people simply won't trust you to follow you. So guard that carefully. Actually, I think leadership in a lot of ways is fairly simple. It's just not easy. The simple things are the things you need to do, such as keep team goals firmly in mind, prepare well, actively listen, own the failures, but share the successes, fearlessly self-evaluate, have humility, and as I said at the first, make it about the team and the shared objectives. If you do that well, you will lead groups that make significant impacts in your life, your work life, and your personal life. 2 phrases that we were taught in kindergarten still need to be a part of our vocabulary every day, but often aren't. And that's please and thank you. Magic. They ought to be in every conversation, every email, or every text, in my opinion. If we consistently do those little things well, then we'll find ourselves accomplishing bigger things than we ever imagined we could do. So let's talk about plans. Given that you're receiving a graduate degree today, you're probably already pretty good at setting goals and achieving them. Okay, this was not an overnight accomplishment here, earning a graduate degree. All right, keep setting goals. That's one of the best predictors of success in my experience. People who set goals, ambitious goals, and work to achieve those. Not easy throwaway ones, but something really significant. But the second rule of planning is to be ready to adapt the plan. You got to pay attention as you work your plan to see if your assumptions are actually holding true, or are things changing under your feet. Things like political events, markets, weather, staff changes, health issues in your family, etc. You have to keep an eye on those because you may have to revise the plan. That great scholar Yogi Berra said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. Well, you have to first recognize that you're at a fork in the road. We don't get to see all the decision points in advance. They show up one at a time. We need to see them when they show up. We don't need to work our plan like we drive to a new location with our car now, put the destination in, hit solve, and follow that blue line. Keep your eye on that blue line and not pay attention to conditions that are underpinning your plans. You don't see those forks in the road, and you miss an opportunity. So when I graduated with a BS in forestry, my plans were to earn a master's at Virginia Tech and go to work in industry. Being an academic was not even in my mind. I knew where I was going. But the first week in Blacksburg, I met an impressive graduate student studying poultry science from Boones Mill, Virginia. I ended the 1981 Virginia Tech football season 0-3 on getting a date with Gina to a game because she always told me she was going with her dad. I thought she was being very nice and telling me no in a polite way. But I learned later that she and her dad were real tight, and they did go to those games. Fortunately, that spring, I was working with some other graduate students in the graduate office, and the phone rang, and someone answered it and said, "Dale, this one's for you." And it was Gina inviting me to go to the poultry science barbecue. I had the good sense to instantly say yes, okay? We've been a pair ever since, and I followed her to Auburn, and we both earned a PhD there. So now the secret's out, 38 years here, and I've been carrying that, you know. It gets worse, I won't go any further. And here we are. We've been a pair ever since that barbecue. Celebrated 40 years of marriage this past June. She'll be retiring soon too after a stellar career of 36 years. So my point is to actively look for the forks in the road. You don't want to miss them. They might be life-changing. Finally, I just want to share these thoughts with you. We live, if you haven't noticed, in a crazy world where you find yourself getting stressed. That doesn't end after graduate school, I'm sorry to tell you, okay? We each need to find a way to have peace, if not in this world, in our lives, okay? Peace with ourselves, that what we're doing is meaningful and is where we need to be. During one of my many driving trips to South Georgia while serving as dean, I started listening to some podcasts, and the next one that rolled up was a sermon I had missed at Athens First United Methodist Church that Chuck Hodges gave. And the 3 points I'm going to share with you really resonated with me to the point that I actually typed them up and taped them to my computer monitor, and they helped get me through many tough days and weeks, including the lovely 2020 and 2021 that we all experienced. I see heads nodding. Here's the 3 points he made, something to think about. Activity is not accomplishment, okay? I think I learned that lesson first at age 4 when my mother was sweeping the kitchen floor, and I got my little kitty broom and started helping her. And my mother can get to the point in a few words that she's listening. And I remember her saying, "Dale, you're not sweeping the floor, you're stirring up dust." So some days, you know, we're real active, but we're stirring up more dust than we're getting the floor swept. We need to catch ourselves when we're having those days and realize that we're not getting something accomplished. Ending the day knowing that we've accomplished a few things is a big help to not being so stressed and having some peace in your life. The next point he made is peace is not the absence of problems. People with the education that you're getting recognized for today are hired to solve problems. That's what's waiting for you at your job that you're headed to or your next academic pursuit. If you're going to spend a career in research, you're going to deal with problems every day because you're trying to learn new things. Okay, so peace is not going to be is just there for the taking. The final point and the gold nugget here is peace is the presence of a grateful heart. The presence of a grateful heart. Think about the list of things that those of us here today have to be thankful for that we take for granted most days. Our freedoms. We have people from all over the world who want to come here because they can live in those freedoms. Liberty. Most of us have enough to eat. Many of us are trying to lose weight, not just get enough to eat. We have great health care. We have great education. Most of you have people here today with you that love you, although we're not always real lovable. You're becoming a Georgia Bulldog today. As the great Georgia football announcer Larry Munson used to say at the start of every radio broadcast, get the picture, okay? So when you find yourself in a tough spot, you're facing challenges, you feel like you're walking uphill through a briar patch, you're getting pulled down. Think about that list of things that we take for granted every day. Think about your blessings that you have and renew your grateful heart and find some peace. You leave here today as a Georgia Bulldog. Go make the world around you a little better every day. Go Dogs.